Hi, welcome back. As you can see, the background is different from what you guys are used to because I'm traveling this summer. But that does not stop us from releasing an episode. The last episode, we talked about some of the reasons why you might reconsider joining consulting. Today, let's flip the script and talk about some of the reasons why you should actually join management consulting. Some of the reasons why you might even thrive if you are this kind of a person. Number one, unmatched speed. They say, and I agree, that around 1 year in management consulting is equal to 2, 3, 4 years elsewhere. If you join corporate immediately after, say, undergrad or after your master's, you might take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to touch one function or two functions. Of course, there are exceptions. But in consulting, you are thrown into so many functions, so many industries from the word go. And in 1 year, you cover so many functions. You cover like 6 to 10, even more different industries. Maybe you've touched or worked with over 15, 20 clients. You've seen different problem types. You've seen pricing problem. You've seen profitability problem. You've seen operations problem. All sorts of business problems during a short period of time. Your analytical, your communication, your structuring skills are drilled every day and reviewed as you go through these live business problems, working with clients. The steep learning curve is real. And for many people, that is not something they would like. But some of you guys, I know that is something that you are seeking, like always learning, always being thrown into different problems. And if you are like me, I personally get bored really quickly. After 6 months, after 1 year, working on one type of a problem, I just want to switch. I just want something different. And so consulting for me has been really interesting in that sense. And if you are that kind of a person, then you will really enjoy consulting. Number two, join consulting as a launchpad and a brand effect. Most people join consulting and they invest 2 to 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years of their time intentionally, deliberately. Because once you have MBB, McKinsey, Bain, BCG, it's a permanent signal. And it opens so many doors. It never goes away. In fact, you will find most of the roles, particularly strategy, operation roles in some of these big corporates, one of the requirements is that you've worked in a management consulting, and especially if you're targeting really higher up in corporate. And this is more so helpful for an advanced degree person. If you've spent 5 years, 6 years, 7 years doing your PhD, you should not start from the bottom. And so if you are thinking about being, a business strategist, or if you're considering strategy and operation roles in some of these big companies, so say you did a PhD in pharmacy or something along those lines, after those 7 years, you should not be starting from the bottom. Ideally, you should actually be positioned somewhere close to C-suite or C-suite. And for that to happen, because after the PhD, you only mostly know about the research skills and that particular field, and you might not be very good with business stuff. And consulting is the best way to ramp up your business acumen, business skills in 2 years, and then you can springboard to that position that you want as a business strategist in this pharmaceutical company. And so most people actually use that path, like they've done a PhD or they've done they want to switch industries. And so they just go into consulting to be exposed to different industries, different functions, and then they use that as a launch pad to then launch into higher up in corporate. As you can see, there is I was reading somewhere, crazy number of, I will put the number here, but ex-MBBs, CEOs in Fortune 500 companies is just disproportionately high because of this reason. They use consulting as a launchpad, and that MBB in your CV is a brand. Join consulting for networking. In consulting, you are in high-profile boardrooms in a matter of months, in a matter of weeks. You are interacting with C-suite of these big corporates versus in a normal career, you might take 10 to 15 years before you even get there. You are consulting cohorts, and that's why it's very important that you prioritize connecting and networking with your cohort, and even outside your cohort. Just network with people in your MBB because it's the most powerful network in your career. Also, your clients today might be executives, top executives in the coming decade. So really, like, consulting is just like network of people just across with your teammates, with your cohort mates, and also with the clients. One of the things that some people actually go into consulting just to get into that pipeline of alumni, MBB alumni, and it's the most powerful network in business, in corporate. And as you know, we've talked about how internal referral is king. And especially if you want to switch roles, if you want to get opportunities. And so you can imagine if you've worked with these people before during your consulting time, they will be most likely to refer you. They'll be like, oh, this is someone we've worked with, or they've worked in my MBB company, and they'll be willing to refer you to opportunities. You will never build a comparable network in the same time frame elsewhere. Join consulting if you understand that the relationships you build with peers, with senior leaders, with clients will compound for decades. The access is the asset. Everything else is a bonus.